You know what I wanted to ask you about, because you would offer way more insight into this than I think any guest we've ever had on, and everyone had an opinion on it. The policy of the U.S. in North Korea prior to Donald Trump was basically that we were not going to have any relations with them at all. No American president ever set foot in North Korea or met with Kim Jong-un. It was kind of that George W. Bush line of we don't negotiate with terrorists, and that was our hard line. Donald Trump was the first president, as our audience knows, to go over to North Korea to meet with Kim Jong-un. He did make statements that I think I think you would find kind of crazy, where he said, I fell in love with Kim Jong-un. They seem to have a good relationship on some level. At the same time, there were people saying like, oh, this is going to lead to World War III, and none of that happened, of course. But how did you feel about when Donald Trump went to North Korea and met with the leader there?
Yeah, I was actively speaking out against that at the time. And I mean, that was the apparently only time New York Times wanted me put on their front page, because I was criticizing Trump, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Every newspaper wanted me at the time. No.
That's funny.
My logic a little bit changed, but still the main core stays the same. I do think that Trump had good intentions, and he's outside of Washington D.C. He's not a career politician, and I do think that he somehow thought, like, dealing with thugs in the bad part of the city, you build a trust, and then you're gonna build up a hotel there. Some kind of that logic he had from business background. I think he completely underestimated that Kim Jong-un is a 3 generation of a dictatorship that has been in power in 80 years. Like, they know what they're doing. They are very logical, and they understand that they have time and Trump doesn't. As long as they buy the time with Trump and then promise they might be neutralized eventually, then Trump is gonna get out of the office, and then the new leader comes in, they need to renegotiate everything, and that takes forever, right? So North Korea can play this game as long as they can. And I think Trump didn't understand that by meeting him and sitting down with him, and of course complimenting him, he's a great guy, he loves his people, his people loves him, everybody claps and take the notes when he speaks, right? And
they have to, yeah.
we get executed otherwise.
Yeah.
And I think that was a bit of too much. He didn't have to play that hard to Kim Jong-un to trust him, because Kim Jong-un will never inherently trust him. He might show that on the surface, but inherently North Korea is never gonna trust America, like America in any way.
Yeah, and I even remember some of the pictures that were criticized of Trump saluting not Kim Jong-un, but members of the military.
Yeah, I think that was giving legitimacy to Kim Jong-un for nothing. But the good thing that he did was that he was a strong leader. Initially, when Kim Jong-un was testing all those long-range missiles, Trump was like, my nuclear button is bigger than yours, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Listen to me, right? You do not harass us. And North Korea was not there to test long-range missiles ever. During that 4 years, they were not there. Now with Biden, they went back to Obama time where called the strategic patience. It's which means you do not think strategically. You don't do anything with North Korea. But now North Korea tests missiles every day. And that long-range missiles reaching America eventually. That will come destroy this country. That's the goal of that missile. So there's a pros and cons. There's a lot of less threat from North Korea under Trump. But with Biden, there's so much actual legitimate threat is coming, and America does not know what to do with that.